To say that Nintendo had a successful generation would be an understatement. They continue to outsell their rivals PlayStation and Xbox, and they continue to offer great experiences that can be enjoyed in the home or on the go. But there's still this strange contingent of people out there who have to relegate the Switch to a handheld because of that weird sales competition thing and the inability to admit that the mighty PlayStation 5 and the mighty Xbox Series X and S is being outsold by another console that is incredibly weak compared to them, has a bare bones online, no achievement system, nothing. So what do? They say, well, it's a handheld, so it's a completely different market. It doesn't really count. So my PlayStation 5 is still on top. My Xbox Series console is still on top. I don't need to really count the Nintendo Switch as a home console because clearly it's just a handheld. Well, I hate to break the news to the people who believe this, but you are completely and totally wrong. And whether or not you can admit that to yourself, I guess comes down to the idea of how old you are or how intellectually mature you are. And I'm not waiting for either of those things to happen. I'm just going to tell you why you're wrong. Recently, a survey was done showing that greater than 50% of owners of the Switch, and there are a lot of them, use it only docked to their television. Now, it's very close. There are over 40% that use it on the go, but there is overlap between both groups. So clearly, people are buying the Switch as a home console and as a handheld that they can take with them. Irrefutable proof here, folks, but I know what you're gonna say. No, it can't be true because I need it to be just a handheld. Otherwise, I'd have to admit that a really weak machine with weak online and no achievement or trophy systems that actually mean nothing is outselling my preferred box. And that is exactly what's happening. Grab a blanket, curl up. I can feel it happening. I can feel you saying, I can't accept this. I won't accept this. But it's happening, and it's continuing to happen. And Nintendo has managed to find that market, to find that sweet spot between both audiences. And it's incredibly successful. Now, ask yourself this question. Why would developers who make great console video games that you experience at home on big televisions, like The Witcher, why would they port those games to a system that was only a handheld? You wouldn't be able to experience the full gravitas of The Witcher experience that you need a huge television for on a small handheld. Why did they port it there? Because there are people who play it on those big TVs docked, and the option to take it with them and play it on the go is there, and even take it with them with the dock and then dock it to a television wherever they are. You go away on vacation for a week, 2 weeks, a month, you've got your games with you. So clearly developers have figured this out when it comes to the Switch. Clearly fans have figured it out when it comes to the Switch. It's only this weird group of people that cannot accept the fact that power isn't necessarily a selling factor for the majority of people outside who play video games, who aren't spending every waking moment on social media, and that achievement systems and online systems don't necessarily mean this is why people are going to buy a video game system. And if you can look at all of this data, this survey, countless others that you can look up, it's called the internet, everyone can use it. If you can look at all of this data and just throw it away and say, nope, it's just a handheld, let me give you one very important piece of data that's incredibly small. The sample size is small, unlike this survey that I listed here in this video and countless others that you can look up if you've got the balls to do it. I don't think you do if you think it's just a handheld. Here is the metric that I'm talking about. Me. I've been playing games for an incredibly long time. I'm talking over 45 years of playing video games. I own a Switch. Not one time have I played this system undocked from the television. Zero. It is a console, just like the PlayStation 5 is, just like the Xbox Series X is that I have, and I use it the same way that I use those other systems. And by the way, some of the games exclusively on this hybrid system, console and handheld, have already won Game of the Year up against traditional games on what you would call a traditional system. So how are those games winning? Why aren't they just mobile games? Because they're games designed for a system that is a hybrid. And the word hybrid doesn't mean one thing. It means the combination of two things, which is again, ultimate proof that the system is a console and a handheld. And yes, it is outselling the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series consoles, and the excuse isn't because it's just a handheld. I'm sorry, I hate to burst the bubble. You're gonna have to deal with it. The little engine that could, the little Italian plumber is just getting it done. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you're just gonna leave a message saying it's a handheld, I'm going to love reading that, because it is affirmation that not only am I correct, but that there are countless people out there who just can't accept the truth. Think about liking and subscribing to my channel, which, by the way, is a hybrid of great content, great takes, sexiness, and a bunch of other things.